Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a reading for the new moon in Pisces that is coming up on March the 2nd. We're going to do the air signs here, and I'm going to start out with Libra. So Libras, welcome. So for this new moon, if you read about it in the Old Farmer's Almanac, the new moon is a great time where we start planting seeds during the new moon cycles. It is the beginning of the lunar cycle, right? A lunar cycle is 29.5 days. And this is the time where the moon is actually sandwiched in between the earth and the sun. And so because of that, I want to pull a card for the earth energy, the grounding energy, Libra. And then we're going to pull a card for the moon, the lunar energy, which is kind of like what's underneath, what's within us, what's hidden away a little bit. And then we're going to pull a card for the sun, which is like our action energy. So let's just take a look. This is just a quick little message. I just thought it'd be fun to do this. By the way, thank you, Libras, for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Those things help my channel to grow so much. I appreciate you guys more than you know. So let's see what we've got for you. Hold on. We got to get one for the sun. You guys got two for the sun energy. And so let's go ahead and begin. You guys, for your earth energy, your grounding energy, we have the Fool card for you as well. One other zodiac got this. I think it was one of the, it might have been Cancerian. It was one of the water signs. Anyway, we are starting you out. The way I interpret this is you're betting on yourself. You're at a place like your grounded energy is that if you're going to take a leap of faith, you're doing it because you are really attuned to your higher self. You notice how she's sitting here in this rockin' pink sweater, and it turns out she's holding a card out of the very same deck that you see splayed in front of her, and that card is her in this rockin' pink sweater sitting in front of this whole thing. So basically she's pulled a card of her own self. So what we have is somebody who is absolutely sure that they are ready to take a step forward, and it's going to be that step forward based off of the fact that you believe in you. You have total confidence in yourself. Yes, the Fool it's the new beginning that we're about to have, but the new beginning in this case is where you know that you've got this. You know that the new beginning you're about to have, it's your higher self is what's guiding you on this new path. There is a sense of fearlessness. There's a sense of, I trust my skill set. I trust, I mean, Libras, this is radical self-trust. This is very exciting. So your grounded energy is like, bam, I got me. I know my capabilities. I know my personal power, and I will go ahead and take a leap of faith where I believe it'll be successful. And it's the ultimate confidence card, really, even though we're stepping into new territory. Now, for the moon energy here, we have assessing. So deep down, deep within, you notice how she's actually floating in this hot air balloon, and she's got her spyglass, her telescope out, scoping out what she wants, where she's headed next. So some of you are already, you're on a journey and you know it. Deep within, you've known that you are headed a particular direction in life, and you are making plans. What's happening, like in that, the new moon is where we don't see the moon because it's in the darkness, right? But in this case, what is happening in this moment where no one else sees what's going on with you, what you're doing is you're setting your course. You are already planning you're mapping out where you're headed next. So some of you have you're already in motion technically, but hot air balloon is not like really a fast mode of transportation, right? It's where we rise above things. We kind of keep our plans to ourselves. It's all kind of up here, right? It's all in our heads still, but we are actively making plans, setting our sights on exactly where we're going to be then, traveling to in a much more rapid pace. So at this point for this new moon in Pisces, this is a time of planning. It says that it's assessing, but she is like assessing the landscape, looking at the landscape of your life and developing a plan, a strategy. So you guys know you're headed somewhere. It's great because when you couple it with the daring, dashing, adventurous energy of the Fool card with that radical self-trust, yes, you're ready to take a leap of faith that you believe in yourself. You believe that this is right for you, but you're not doing it in a foolhardy way. You're still you know what your choice is, and now you're setting your plans so that it'll be really successful. So it's like this is like this can be long-term goals. This can be something where you go, you know what? I fully believe that I am going to own property, turn it into like a really successful vineyard, and eventually open a restaurant on that property as well. I know I'm going to do that. I believe I can be successful at this. I have no doubt. So what do I do now? I figure out which vineyard property I'm going to buy first. We're beginning a long-term plan here. Now for the sun's energy, this is our action energy. We actually have the 8 of swords and we have the 8 of pentacles. So we have 2 8s here, which I think is interesting. The only thing that is hampering us is how much work we have to put in order to make our plans come true. So when we get into this action-oriented energy, it's like I am so ready to put all my energy into one particular thing, but we do have to respect the fact that we do have something in the way still. We have a little bit of either someone that we need to get on board with us. That's our sticking point. We're willing to work on it though. Remember, this is still all about, I have a plan, my plan's going to work. But when we get into the action phase of this, there is this wild card here where it's like, can I get this other individual on board with me? Can I get myself fully like ready for every aspect of this? You're ready to put in the work, ready to put in the effort, but let's get one more card on that 8 of swords, because that's where there is one piece of your plan that I almost feel is either beyond your control or one piece of your plan that you worry about being the sticking point. So let me just get one card on that, Libras. And these are just quick little messages. I just thought it would be fun to do a little check-in for this new moon, because this is like what we're working toward. We have the Strength card. There's one thing that's a little scary about all this. One thing that, we go like, oh, big gulp. I'm a little worried. I'm willing to work toward this. So either it's a person or a one component of your plan that it's a little bit scary, and you've got to, like totally rise to the occasion. And you absolutely will, but you may be putting one part off just a little bit because you're still working on gaining the confidence. It's like, let's go back to the idea. And I'm just using the vineyard as an example, but say you want to buy that vineyard and then you have these long-term plans for it. You may not necessarily want to, like, even though your grand business plan is to own a vineyard and then also have like some fancy restaurant, you may not mention everything about the fancy restaurant, because it's like, I don't really want to say that to everyone, because then they'll keep harassing me, asking me when is that going to happen. And there's a lot more that would be involved in that. That'd be more business partners. That'd be, more that I would need to work out. If this is about relationship stuff, could be like, I have a plan that I know who my person is going to be. I totally know that this is the one that I want. I am building a life that I'm going to present myself to someone and say, this is where I've been, this is what's been going on, and I want you. But maybe that's the one thing that we're a little nervous about. We're still working up some courage to go talk to that particular person. So we're filling our lives with all these other components of, like getting our life on track. Let's get one unifying energy here, Libra. We have got passion. That's not a surprise at all, is it? Fiery, passionate energy. All of this has talked about you being ready and willing and able to put in the work, to be super brave. Yes, there's still one little wild card here that is a little bit scary, but we're going to have the courage to take that leap of faith forward as well. This is a time of our lives right now where we're pretty fired up about our future and our success and who we want to be in love with and what kind of partner we want to have and what kind of life we want to live. And we are in charge of that. We are making plans to have those things become our reality. So very nice energy for this new moon. If those are the ideas that we're planting, that is awesome. As always, these are just stories, Libra, but if you did enjoy this, please do give it a thumbs up. Remember, you create your own world. I don't tell you how it's going to be. It's all up to you. So this is just entertainment, but I hope you enjoy it. All right, next up, let's go to Gemini at 9:58. All right, Geminis. Hi, guys. Welcome. All right, so Geminis, we are doing just a quick little message for the new moon in Pisces. I'm keeping those. You just got 3 cards out. Now, if you read about the new moon in the the Old Farmer's Almanac, you will see that that's the time frame, where the moon is sandwiched in between the earth and the sun. So I'm pulling cards for the earth, the grounding energy, cards for the moon, and then cards for the sun, which is like our power, our action energy. This is also the time where you would normally like plant, in new moon seasons. That's when, according to the Old Farmer's Almanac, that's where you start to plant your seeds. So this marks the beginning of a new lunar cycle. Lunar cycle is 29.5 days. So kind of just some fun extra energy to talk about. All right, so let's start out. Your cards came out really fast. Your grounding energy, your earth energy here. We have Ace of Staves. This is the power to manifest, the power to embrace the unknown and say, yeah, but the unknown is mine. It's the excitement of knowing that your life is not written. You get to write your story. And that's always exciting. Next to that, we have the Hanged Man, or in this case called the Hanged One, and it's in the reverse. This is where we are ready to take action. We're pretty fired up here. Even though we don't know exactly how things are going to work out, we are ready to go and explore. We're not waiting. We're not putting our lives on hold, and we're not feeling as if, what if I'm not good enough? What if I don't have enough knowledge? What if? This is where we're no longer sacrificing ourselves and our happiness. We're going to go ahead and take this leap of faith forward, go into the future, and then you have the Magician. So huge amounts of manifestation energy. So we have fire energy, we have Piscean energy here, and then we have Virgo Gemini energy here. So really very, very nice for your grounding energy to be one of so much confidence and belief that I can manifest. You have a double dose of manifestation power right now. Gemini, that's exciting. Now in the moon energy, so this is what's like deep within. This is the stuff that we're feeling but not necessarily saying out loud. This is kind of like our innermost stuff that's happening during this time where we don't see the moon at all, right? Because the moon is in that dark space in between the sun and the earth. We have realization and we have release. I would say that this is releasing anything that held us back in the past. You notice how she's kind of in that open-hearted, like power pose. She is opening herself up to the universe. She is realizing that she has the power to basically walk into the new dawn. You are the key that unlocks your own future. So this is a very lovely sense of power, but we're releasing ourselves from one thing, maybe fear of the unknown. And we're realizing that the only thing that separates the unknown from the known is us gaining that knowledge, us taking that step forward to have that new experience. So this is like you're walking through kind of like a little portal here. You're moving into this next dimension of your life where it is all about you, like the things that you envision, you put into play to make those become realities. And I feel like you're just now aware that you can make your reality be whatever you want by simply deciding it and then taking actions to make that happen. It's like limiting beliefs are a thing of the past. For your sun energy, your action energy, we have the 3 of Cups in the reverse. So actions being taken. You may be cutting certain people out of your life. You may be choosing not to spend time with people that, and okay, I want to be careful how I say this because it's never like, it isn't useful or fun to just, have playtime with people that you care about, because playtime is important, right? But if we had relationships and people in our lives where it was, I don't want to say it was wasted time, but we didn't really co-create with people. It was just kind of like some time that would be spent in people's company, but we weren't really gaining a whole lot of extra, information. It wasn't necessarily even relaxing. It wasn't necessarily anything that added a whole lot of value. We might be cutting some of those relationships out. Basically, the Three of Cups, it's interactions with others. It is celebratory, but sometimes a little too much celebration with not enough substance. And we wind up realizing that, yikes, I could have used that time a little bit better if I had been doing something else. It doesn't mean that our interactions with people are less valuable. It just means that you're in manifestation mode. You're going to need all your power and all your energy to be in a mode where you are co-creating with other people, or you might need to focus on your own personal goals. So the action here is like the people that are also creators are probably going to be the ones that you interact with, and people that are not in that same vibration as you may not be hanging out as much, because I feel like this is coming into a very active time for the Geminis. Okay, let me get one like unifying energy for this, and then we'll move on to Aquarius next. Hold on though, Gemini, you get one more message here. This is really fun. There have been great messages for every zodiac so far. As soon as I'm done with all the air signs, I will go live one more time and I'll do all the earth signs. And then I will have done all of them. Okay, so your unifying energy here, it's invocation. So what are you invoking? This goes so hand in hand with now is your time to shine. Now is your time to manifest. If we are invoking, like I said, when we decide something and then we speak it into being, because we start to say, yeah, I want to do this thing. I'm going to start talking to the people. Say it's like, I have this dream of changing my career path, and I first have to, get certified in something new. When we start saying that out loud, and now we start actually talking to people that are involved in that career path, asking them, hey, what training center did you go through to get certified? We are invoking our success simply by taking action. We're manifesting, but we don't manifest by twiddling our thumbs, waiting for good stuff to show up. This is actively involving our mind, our speech, our actions are matching our words. So we're not just calling in good stuff, we're really making it happen. We are this is like invoking the divine within us to start really manifesting the life that we want to have. Very, very powerful messages. And it's changing kind of like our belief in ourselves. It's also changing who we spend a lot of time with, because everything is about forward growth and progress right now. So beautiful, Geminis. As always, these are just stories, so only take something that is positive or inspirational. Know that nothing happens in life other than what you choose to make happen. So please always bear in mind that these are just stories for entertainment, but hopefully there's something uplifting in these stories. All right, next up we have Aquarius. Aquarius at 1757. Aquarius, welcome. All right, so I am doing the reading that is going to be for the new moon in Pisces. And if you read about the new moon in the Farmer's Almanac, you will see that that is the time frame where it's kind of the time that we plant seeds. The new moon is the time that we plant seeds, but the new moon is also the time where we don't see the moon, right? Because it's in that dark space. It's sandwiched in between the earth and the sun. And so for that reason, I am pulling, well, I was going to say I'm pulling one card, but you keep getting dual cards everywhere. You got three cards in one location, but I basically pulled cards for the earth energy, which is like our grounded energy. Then, of course, the moon, which is smack dab in the middle, since it's sandwiched between the earth and the sun. And that's kind of our hidden energy. And then the sun, which is kind of like our action energy. So let's start out with the earth energy, your grounding energy, the energy that you're kind of like dealing with in like the foundation. Aquarius, we actually have like this sense of awareness where we are looking at, why have we felt a pang of regret? Where have we felt a pang of regret? This is where we are addressing anything in our lives. We're gathering information, because our Princess of Swords is like the Page of Swords. So this is, it's not necessarily that we're spying, it's that we are observing, okay? This is where in our lifespan, we are here to figure out lessons. And we do that sometimes through observing other people's behavior. We also do it by reflecting on ourselves. But regardless, this could be like our groundation energy here is like, I am doing some some learning right now. I am gathering information on, why do I feel this way, or does someone else feel this way? Since this 5 of Cups is all about regrets. It's about the things that where I feel like this is understanding behavior that led to regrets. And it's doing it in a really nice way. This is not like we're not steeped in the regrets. We're actually seeing it from an objective viewpoint. It's like, well, that could have gone differently. Okay, in the future, I'll do things differently. It's making sense of circumstances. Now, you could also be witnessing other people who've had regrets in life, and you are assimilating like their lessons, deciding, you know what, we could avoid a lot of disappointments in life and a lot of regrets if we learn from these things. So there's a reason that you're gathering information, and it has everything to do with fives are numbers of change. This is so that we can move out of regret, or we can prevent steps that would have caused regret for ourselves in our own life. And we might just be observing other people's regrets and realizing, I don't want to make those mistakes. So this is a nice energy of observation. Now, in that moon energy, this is what's like deep within us that we're not really showing to anybody else, is kind of going on under the surface. We have pleasure and we have will. I definitely feel like we are determined. This storyline is one where we are determined to actually enjoy our time on this planet. It's important that we do not fill our life with regrets, that if there are mistakes, we find expedient ways to fix mistakes and move forward, because ultimately, using our sense of will, our willpower, we know that it's within our grasp to alter the course of our life so that we can have happiness. We're supposed to love our lives, right? We're not here to be miserable. Will there be mistakes? Absolutely. But should we walk around, afraid of ever making a mistake, or, feeling like, oh my God, my life is crushed because I'm so sad? No, you are determined. You will not live a life of misery, which I think is so fantastic, Aquarius. I love, love, love that. Now, in your sun energy, your power energy, your forward motion and growth, we have the Knight of Swords, so rapid action. We have the Three of Swords, which rapid action to get through heartbreak, apparently. And we have the Two of Swords. So it does look like you're getting beyond a heartbreak. You're getting beyond, you're deciding through your own personal power. You are deciding that, yes, some things in life suck. Sometimes you meet people and they treat you in sucky ways. But do you have to linger in that? No, you have to move through it. Get to the other side of it, because you deserve better. You know this. This is all practice. So this Two of Swords is normally a card where it's like, we get guarded, we're protecting ourselves, we're afraid to move forward. She's out here, she's got a blindfold on, and she's like lunging and practicing her movements with her swords. Yes, it is practice in like becoming a more skilled, like a fencer, but this is practice. So whatever hurt there has been, whatever mistakes there have been, we are chalking it up to, oh yeah, it totally sucked. It disrupted my life. There were some mistakes that were made. Either I made them or somebody made them with me. But you know what? I'm moving right on through it, because this was just practice. And this is going to make me stronger, more agile, more able, more capable of dealing with the next heartbreak, because there will be another. There will be other things in life that I don't love. But will that prevent me from having an amazing life? Absolutely not. My life is going to be amazing. So your whole perspective is this really powerful viewpoint that life is always going to be a mixed bag, but I have the power within me to make sure that I keep welcoming in good things. And when I have hurts and when I have disappointments, I move through them, and they just make me stronger. So the overall energy here, we have containment and we have invocation that came out for you as well. We just had that come out for the Gemini. Containment is also associated with cauldron. Life is like a big pot of stew, right? And we definitely, all of the experiences in your life are going to add flavor to your life. Even even the tough things, you know, it's like sometimes we put in like a little bit of a flavor in with an item of food that gives it a little kick, a little spark. It's not something you want to use too much of. You know, it's like I don't know why, but my mind is right now on like some wonderful Thai soup where there's like, you know, the kaffir lime leaves in it and some lemongrass and, you know, and it's like you don't want to, or fish sauce, and you don't want to put in too much of any one of those three items because it can totally like taint the entire batch of soup, or it can be the perfect complement where you're like, "Ooh, I like that little, you know, that little zing that I get." That's kind of what life is. Life is that stew. So if your overall energy here is you are invoking happiness for sure. And you do that partially through your perspective that you have, that life is a big old pot of stew. Do you have to, you know, with the containment, do you have to control the amount of time that you spend looking at mistakes, looking at sorrows? Absolutely. We don't want to linger on too many things that are too hurtful and make that the primary flavor of the stew of our life. But you're well aware of that. That's why you move through the painful things. Not, you don't pretend they didn't happen. You deal with them, but you also say, this is going to go ahead and make me stronger. And this was just practice for the right one. You know, if a lover broke my heart, if a lover chose somebody other than me, you know what? All that means is that they weren't the right lover for me. That means my person is out there. They were practice for me to know how to better choose a lover that'll be the right one for me. So not gonna waste years of my life pining over them, because I'm gonna go out looking for that other one, the one that's gonna be the right one for me. So really very powerful, very beautiful, very like Aquarius, I kind of feel like you got the best out of the three air signs. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Thank you everybody for popping by. Thank you for being here. I'm super, super delighted when you guys swing by just to say hi. Hi everybody. Hi Maxine, Miss M, Tiffany, Arnold. So glad to see you guys. Oh, Raquel, you made it from Sydney. Oh my goodness. Good to see you. Good to see you. I was just reading about all that flooding that they had in Queensland. I hope that didn't hit Sydney as well. Anyway, you guys, so nice to have everybody here this evening. All right, I have to still do the earth signs. So forgive me for popping off, but I want to make sure I do the earth signs before it's too late and before I lose my voice. All right, you guys, lots of love. Mwah. Thanks for being here.